Is to the streets, is to the mother effing streets. It's your homeboy Low from the Go, and I'm back with another episode of Fast and Furious interviews. On today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest in the building. Why don't you tell the people who you are and where you from?
Man, it's Quise Picasso, hella from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. Shout out to the homie, man. Low from the Go, members only podcast. What it do?
All right, so here at Members Only Podcast, Fast and Furious interviews, we like to go back a little bit. We like to go a little bit deep, man. So, what was it like for a young Keith Picasso growing up in Milwaukee, bro?
It was it was like any other area in the inner city, you know. Uh in the beginning it was good, but some things transpired, so times got a little hard, you know what I mean? We try to make it the best we could, you know what I mean? For me, it was more like I want to say so. This word always in my head. Like I feel like I'm a survivor, so it was more like surviving for me. You know what I mean? Just the way I felt then. You know what I mean? It was more like surviving. In the beginning, though, like I said, it was pretty good, and then some things transpired in life, so it got harder. You know what I mean?
Did you come from a two-parent home?
No, one parent home, just moms. For a long time, man, she held it down for her. She was a real strong woman, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, things transpired to the point where it got hard.
All right, so what was Pop's at?
I can't be, man. I don't even really know, but I will say I knew he was an addict. You know what I mean? Where he was at all the time, I can't tell you. Like I when I used to see him, it was here and there, or like if his mom's my grandmother come get me, or my aunties and them come get me. I barely seen him growing up.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, man. What type of man was your father, though?
Well, I can't speak on what type of man he was then because I ain't really knowing much besides the what he did, his addiction and all that. But right now, man, Pop's a great man. Like he clean, he living good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He calls. You know what I mean? Like I have a better relationship with him than I did when I was a kid. We actually have a great relationship right now. And shout out to my pops, man.
Going back a little bit, man, what type of student was you around fourth grade, bro?
Fourth grade, man, I was a straight A student, bro. If it wasn't straight A's, it was B's. But we always like schooling was our number one priority. Like my uncles, they didn't play. Like we didn't have to be their sons for them to make education our priority. They were strict about education. So, uh, I mean, I had a little struggles. Like I think they said I had dyslexia, but it never showed when it came to the academics.
What is that?
Apparently, I mean, I really don't even know the definition, but I know they said when I used to read, I either used to read stuff upside down or I'll read a sentence that comes three sentences down before I read the first sentence or some stuff. I couldn't remember. I remember sitting in the classroom though, and the teacher was telling my mama that.
Oh, wow. So you still managed to be a straight A student even though you had this condition?
Yeah, because back then we had teachers who really cared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like teachers that really took their time to sit down with you and show you things. You know, there was some. I went to I went to a school. It was called Victor Berger. It's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. now, but them teachers really cared about us, man, for real, man. I be thinking about that too. Like, do these kids still have teachers like that?
Yeah, some of them I'm pretty sure. It's a lot of teachers out here that's reckless nowadays, though. Hey, so what was the difference between fourth grade and eighth grade?
Eighth grade is when everything went to hell, man. Like, same clothes, you getting ribbed, you know what I'm saying? Hand me downs. this when life changed for us. Yeah, eighth grade. And then I don't even man, I hated school. I think when I was in the eighth grade, I hated school.
Mm.
Middle school, I hated it.
All right, going back to your family, man. It was your mom, and did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, it was my mom and my brother Ty at first. At first. And then mom's met somebody and she had two more boys. My brother's Steve Marnie G and Oil Base. Uh so in the beginning though it was just me and Ty. And then the other little homies came afterwards. In the beginning, yeah, me and Ty shared a room. Uh but my baby brothers, they father eventually got custody of them. So when we was teenagers, when me and Ty was teenagers, we had our own rooms. Eviction notices and stuff came, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You say your brothers went with their father. Why did they go with their father?
Uh, I was young to know, man. I don't even know what happened in that whole situation. I just remember their father getting custody of them. So they've been with him. They was with him, I'm gonna say 14. They end up being with their father. That's when him and mom split.
Oh, so they was together, and then
Yeah. They was together for a minute. Uh they was together till my brothers were probably like 5 or 6. Them baby brothers was like 5 or 6.
how did that make you feel, man, mentally when that happened?
Oh man, it always hurt because I always wanted to see my brothers. I remember. I mean, I got close to my little brothers because I was the oldest, and when moms and they pops would go out, I was the one that made sure they ate. You know what I'm saying? Getting washed up, all that stuff. So I grown close to my brothers. I remember changing nasty diapers, bro. Listen, them niggas owe me. Straight up. Let me stop.
All right, so when your brothers moved in with their father, is that when things started taking a turn for the worse?
Yeah, that's about time mom's met somebody else. And man, that nigga wasn't no good. Straight up. If it wasn't his money, he ain't care. I'm talking about sleeping, eating the food off, everything. Yeah, everything went bad, man. That's when we started sleeping at cars and shelters, family member homes, all that. Mentally, mom's wasn't there, man. Like, I don't know what it was about dude that it's like she put him on a pedestal. I don't know what it was.
What type of man was he, man?
Sucker. I ain't gonna lie though, he used to work like crazy. I to be honest, I think I think they started uh doing crack, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah,
It was a quick like downfall, going down.
yeah, it was real quick.
You
I
think?
mean, like real quick too. Like, yo, as soon as we get a house, we good. We got new radios, everything. And then 3, 4 months down the line, everything gone. I ended up going to prison. I just remember this when I knew something was up because we was already by this time we sleeping in shelters and cars, or my grandmama house too, because my grandmama she loved us to death. She still love us to death. I remember going to visit my mama. She was staying with dude and the chick that was like his sister or something. And I remember going to visit her, and I fell asleep. And I fell asleep on the couch talking to her. Next thing I know, they fighting. And this nigga actually put his hand on my mama in front of me. I had to be like, I want to say 15, 16. And I remember just picking him up and slamming him on his head. And my mama was like, you gotta leave. You can't be here. And that's when I was like, oh, okay. That's what type of party this is. That really hit me though. That was the first day I think I lost respect from some respect from my mama.